The lion is called the king of the jungle. Kings don't starve, right? Wrong. Right now, somewhere in Africa, a full-grown lion hasn't eaten in 4 days, and it's completely fine. In fact, it's supposed to be this way. This same animal can eat 40 kilograms of meat in a single sitting, and then not touch food again for a week. And once you understand why, you'll never look at predators the same way again. The so-called king of the jungle, powerful, fierce, a top predator that seemingly rules over everything around it. You'd think an animal that dominant eats like royalty every single day, right? Here's the twist. Lions don't eat every day, not even close. In fact, a wild lion might go 2, 3, even 7 days without a single meal, and it's completely normal. It's not starvation, it's not bad luck. It's actually a finely tuned survival strategy that's been shaped by millions of years of evolution. So today, we're going to answer the question a lot of people don't think to ask. Why don't lions eat every day? We'll look at how much a lion can eat in one sitting, why hunting is nowhere near as reliable as it looks in documentaries, how lions manage their energy like elite athletes, and what's actually happening inside a lion's body that allows it to survive these long gaps without food. By the end of this video, you'll understand lion behavior on a completely different level, and you'll never look at that lazy lion sleeping in the shade the same way again. Let's get into it. To understand why lions skip meals, you first have to understand how much food a lion can put away in a single sitting. This is the foundation of everything else in this video. When a lion, or more often, a pride of lions, successfully brings down a large animal like a wildebeest, a zebra, or a buffalo, they don't just take a few bites and walk away, they gorge. An adult male lion can eat up to 30 to 40 kilograms of meat in one meal. That's roughly the weight of an entire large dog, consumed in a single feeding session. To put that in perspective for a human comparison, that would be like a 90-kilogram person eating over 15 kilograms of meat in one sitting. It sounds almost impossible, but a lion's stomach and digestive system are specifically built for this kind of extreme, high-volume feeding. This eating style even has a name in biology. It's called gorge and fast feeding, and lions are one of the best examples of it in the entire animal kingdom. Instead of eating small amounts consistently, like a cow grazing all day, lions eat enormous amounts infrequently. Why does this matter? Because that one massive meal doesn't just satisfy the lion for a few hours. It can provide enough calories and energy to sustain the lion for several days. The body slows digestion, stores what it can, and stretches that energy out over time. So in a very real sense, when a lion eats, it's not just eating dinner, it's stocking up for the days ahead. Now here's where a lot of people get the wrong idea from nature documentaries. Because of how dramatic and exciting hunting scenes are, it's easy to assume that lions are hunting and successfully catching prey every single day. In reality, that couldn't be further from the truth. Hunting is incredibly demanding. It requires the right prey animal to be in the right place, the right weather and visibility conditions, cooperation between members of the pride, and a lot of physical exertion. And even when all of those things line up, there's still no guarantee of success. Prey animals like zebras, wildebeest, and antelope are fast, alert, and often traveling in groups where many eyes are watching for danger. A single mistake, a lion stepping on a dry branch, the wind shifting and carrying their scent, or prey noticing movement a second too early, can end a hunt before it even really begins. This is a critical point. Lions don't hunt because they're hungry that exact moment. They often hunt opportunistically when conditions are favorable, regardless of how recently they last ate. But because success is so unpredictable, there can be real gaps, sometimes long ones, between one successful hunt and the next. Let's talk numbers, because this is where things get really surprising. Despite being one of the most powerful predators on the planet, lions actually fail at hunting far more often than they succeed. Depending on the specific study, the terrain, and whether lions are hunting alone or in a group, their hunting success rate is generally estimated to be somewhere between 20 and 30%. Let that sink in for a moment. That means for every 10 hunting attempts, a lion might only succeed 2 or 3 times. The other 7 or 8 attempts end in failure, the prey escapes, the timing is off, or the hunt is abandoned altogether. Interestingly, lions hunting in coordinated groups, especially female lions, who do the majority of hunting for the pride, tend to have somewhat higher success rates than lions hunting alone because they can use teamwork. Some lionesses flush prey toward others waiting in ambush, but even with teamwork, failure is still the more common outcome. This directly explains why lions can't simply eat every day the way a house cat waits for its bowl to be filled. In the wild, food is not guaranteed. It has to be earned through repeated attempts, patience, and a fair amount of luck. So instead of forcing a hunt every single day and burning enormous amounts of energy for an uncertain reward, lions have evolved a smarter strategy. Eat massively when there is food, and conserve energy fiercely when there isn't. If you've made it this far and you're actually enjoying learning how lions survive out there, hitting that subscribe button really helps this channel keep making videos like this. Okay, back to the science. This brings us to one of the most misunderstood lion behaviors: sleeping. If you've ever seen footage of lions on a safari or in a documentary, you've probably noticed they spend a huge amount of time just lying around. Some might call it lazy. In reality, it's strategic. Lions typically rest or sleep for 16 to 20 hours per day. That's an enormous portion of their life spent completely inactive. But this isn't laziness, it's energy management. Hunting large, fast, dangerous prey is extremely risky and energy intensive. A hunt can involve short but intense bursts of sprinting, wrestling animals that can weigh several times more than the lion itself, and the very real risk of injury from horns, hooves, or sheer body weight. A broken leg or serious injury in the wild can be a death sentence for a predator that depends on speed and strength to survive. Because of this, lions have evolved to be extremely efficient with their energy. Rather than constantly moving, searching, and attempting hunts, they conserve their strength by resting for the vast majority of the day and only becoming active, hunting, patrolling territory, or socializing during cooler parts of the day, especially dusk, night, and early morning. This resting behavior directly supports their gorge and fast feeding style. After a big meal, a lion's body needs time to properly digest that large volume of food, and resting helps the body redirect energy toward digestion rather than physical activity. So in a way, sleeping isn't the opposite of eating. It's actually part of the same survival strategy. Let's go a little deeper into the biology, because this is genuinely fascinating. A lion's body isn't just behaviorally adapted to infrequent eating, it's physically built for it. First, consider the stomach itself. A lion's stomach can expand significantly to accommodate an enormous single meal, allowing it to consume as much as possible while food is available, rather than having to leave a meal behind, which could easily attract scavengers or rival predators. Second, lions have a highly efficient digestive system for processing large amounts of protein and fat. Meat is calorie-dense, meaning a lion doesn't need to eat constantly to get enough energy. Unlike herbivores, which need to eat almost continuously because plant matter is far lower in calories and harder to digest. Third, and this is key, after a big meal, a lion's metabolism can slow down, and the body becomes more efficient at stretching out the energy from that meal over several days. This is very different from a human body, which generally needs more frequent, smaller meals to maintain energy levels. Essentially, evolution shaped the lion for a boom and bust food supply. In the wild, food is unpredictable. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it isn't. Animals that could handle long gaps between big meals had a major survival advantage over animals that needed constant, steady food intake. Over generations, this shaped lions into the feast-then-fast predators we see today. It's worth comparing lions to other predators to really appreciate how unique this feeding style is. Take wolves, for example. Wolves also hunt large prey and can go a day or two without eating, but they tend to hunt more frequently in cooperative packs and don't typically gorge on the same massive scale as lions relative to their body size. Compare that to smaller predators like foxes or many birds of prey, which often need to eat daily or every couple of days because their bodies can't store as much energy reserve from a single meal. Then look at something like a crocodile, an extreme example on the other end of the spectrum, which can survive for months without eating due to an incredibly slow metabolism, though this comes with far less activity overall. Lions sit in an interesting middle ground, active, powerful, and requiring a lot of energy to live their lifestyle, but with a digestive and behavioral system optimized specifically for large, infrequent meals rather than small, frequent ones. This makes them a great example of how different predator species solve the same fundamental problem, unpredictable food availability, in very different ways. Of course, there's a limit to how long a lion can safely go without eating. While a few days without food is completely normal and even healthy for their lifestyle, extended periods of failed hunts, especially during droughts, when prey animals migrate away, or when a lion is injured or aging, can become genuinely dangerous. Prolonged food scarcity weakens a lion physically, making it harder to hunt successfully, which can create a difficult cycle. Weaker lions may also face increased risk from rival prides, hyenas competing for resources, or simply the physical toll of malnutrition over time. This is actually one of the reasons pride behavior is so important in lion society. By hunting cooperatively and sharing resources within the pride, even though there's often visible competition at a kill, lions increase their overall chances of survival compared to hunting completely alone. Group living helps buffer against the unpredictability of individual hunts. So while short-term fasting is a completely normal, even beneficial part of a lion's biology, it's balanced by social behavior and group hunting strategies that help prevent fasting periods from becoming dangerously long. So, why don't lions eat every day? Now you know the full picture. It comes down to 4 connected factors. Lions can eat massive amounts of food in a single meal, thanks to a stomach and digestive system built for it. Hunting is unpredictable and has a surprisingly low success rate, often below 30%. Lions conserve energy by resting up to 20 hours a day rather than constantly searching for food. And their bodies are evolutionarily adapted for a feast and famine lifestyle rather than steady daily eating. Far from being a weakness, this is actually one of the smartest survival strategies in the animal kingdom, a perfect example of how nature optimizes for efficiency, not for what looks impressive on camera. Quick fun fact to leave you with, a lion's roar can be heard from up to 8 kilometers away, and interestingly, lions often roar more after a successful, satisfying meal, almost like announcing their territory and success to everyone in the area. If you enjoyed learning the real science behind lion feeding habits, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more deep dives into wildlife behavior, and drop a comment letting me know. Did you already know lions could go days without eating? I'll see you in the next video.